Hi, hello everyone! I'm Toshi from Japan and tourist guide for foreigners. In this video, I'll show you 20 ways tourists waste money in Japan in 2025.
Japan is currently one of the most popular travel destinations in the world, and many people dream of experiencing its unique culture and beauty. However, once travelers arrive in Japan, it's easy to overspend. Of course, it's natural to splurge a bit on vacation, but I've noticed that many tourists waste money in ways that could easily be avoided. I've lived in Japan for over 30 years and work as a professional tour guide for visitors from around the world. Through this, I've seen countless examples of foreign travelers spending unnecessarily, often on things that locals wouldn't even consider. In a previous video, I shared 10 common ways tourists waste money in Japan. But since then, I've learned even more through my experience as a guide. So in this updated video, I'll be covering 20 ways travelers waste money here and, more importantly, how to avoid them. By the end of this video, you'll know how to enjoy Japan comfortably and affordably, saving money while still having a great time. Plus, I provide tour guide services in Japan, recommended travel itineraries,
and custom-made travel itinerary creation service. You can find more information in the description below. So, let's get started. Number 1. Shopping at tourist spots.
Shopping at popular tourist spots in Japan is undoubtedly fun and convenient, but it can also be significantly more expensive compared to local stores. This doesn't just apply to souvenirs, but also to food and drinks from stalls or restaurants in these areas. Interestingly, most Japanese locals rarely shop at these tourist spots for the same reason. If you're looking to save money while still enjoying your trip, I highly recommend checking out major chain stores like Don Quixote or Daiso, which you can find all over Japan. As I mentioned in my previous video, these stores often carry a wide range of souvenirs, and the same items can be much cheaper than what you'd find at tourist destinations.
Keep this in mind in a smarter, more cost-effective Japan travel experience. Number 2. Using Japan Rail Pass.
As you might already know, the Japan Rail Pass underwent a significant price increase in October 2023, now costing about 1.6 times more than before. Naturally, many travelers wonder, is it still worth it? The short answer is, not always. If you're only traveling along the popular Golden Route, Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, and Hiroshima, the Japan Rail Pass might not be worth it. In fact, buying individual tickets for this route is about half the price of the pass. Yet, I've met travelers who purchased the Rail Pass even though they were only following this route. While it can be a good deal if you're planning to visit farther regions like Kyushu or Tohoku, it's unnecessary for shorter trips along the Golden Route. The key is to consider your travel style and itinerary carefully before buying the pass.
For detailed comparison of costs or route, check out my previous video. Buying Shinkansen tickets at ticket counter.
Earlier, I talked about how the Japan Rail Pass can be expensive. But what if you still want to ride the Shinkansen? Should you just buy regular tickets at the ticket counter? While regular Shinkansen tickets are often cheaper than the Japan Rail Pass, there's actually an even smarter way to save money. Instead of purchasing tickets on the day of travel at the counter, you can book them in advance using the Smart EX app. For example, a round-trip ticket between Tokyo and Osaka costs 28,640 yen at the counter. But if you book 28 days in advance through Smart EX, it's just 24,480 yen, saving you around 4,000 yen. However, keep in mind that the discount amount depends on how far in advance you book, and some discounted tickets may not allow changes to your travel date.
For a step-by-step guide on how to use Smart EX app, check out my previous video. Number 4. Overusing taxis.
Using taxis is common worldwide, but in Japan, they can be significantly more expensive than public transportation. For example, taking a taxi from Narita Airport to central Tokyo costs around 25,000 yen. Compared to Japan's efficient and affordable public transport, taxi fares can be shockingly high. I once had an American friend who assumed taxi prices here were similar to other Asian countries. They took a taxi from Narita to Tokyo and deeply regretted it after seeing the bill. Unfortunately, Japan hasn't fully embraced rideshare services due to legal restrictions. While Uber exists here, it's essentially a taxi dispatch app operated by local taxi companies. If you do need to use a taxi, I recommend considering it only for shorter trips or when public transportation isn't an option. And as I explained in a previous video, there are ways to save up to 50% on taxi fares in Japan.
If you haven't seen that video yet, be sure to check it out. Number 5. Hotel breakfast buffets.
Many hotels in Japan offer breakfast buffets, often included in their plans. While this might seem convenient and cost-effective, it's not always the best deal. Compared to a room-only plan, breakfast-inclusive options can cost about 1,000 yen more per person. Considering the typical cost of breakfast in Japan, that's quite expensive. You can easily find breakfast at fast food chains or coffee shops for around 500 to 800 yen. Alternatively, Japan's convenience stores offer a wide variety of delicious and affordable options like bread and onigiri. I've also had tourists in my tour regret overeating at hotel buffets. They felt too full to enjoy the meals they had planned later in the day, such as at local restaurants or food stalls. Of course, hotel breakfast buffets can be a great experience, but having them every day during your trip might not be necessary.
Consider skipping them occasionally to save money and enjoy Japan's incredible food scene. Number 6. Ordering a la carte.
Many restaurants in Japan offer incredible value during lunchtime with special set menus for around 1,000 yen. These sets often include items not available on the a la carte menu and are significantly cheaper, sometimes by about 30%. The reason? Restaurants aim to attract customers during lunch, hoping they'll return for a higher-priced dinner. It's a win-win for both the restaurant and savvy diners. However, ordering a la carte during lunch can often cost more than these set menus. So, to get the best value, take advantage of these lunch specials and enjoy a delicious Japanese meal at a fraction of the price.
Keep this in mind during your trip to Japan and maximize your food budget while experiencing the incredible flavors. Number 7. Ordering normally at Izakaya.
Japan offers several ways to enjoy drinks without breaking the bank, but many tourists aren't aware of them. For example, Nomi Hodai is an all-you-can-drink option where you pay a set price for unlimited drinks over a few hours. Then there's Senburo, which refers to places where you can enjoy drinks and snacks for just 1,000 yen. Another unique option is Kakuuchi, where you drink at liquor stores, often at very low prices. If you order drinks individually at places offering these deals, you'll likely spend much more. For instance, a Korean friend of mine, who can hold his liquor well, pay only 1,000 yen for a Nomi Hodai deal and manage to enjoy 8 drinks. That's amazing value for money. By knowing about these options, you can fully enjoy Japan's nightlife while keeping your budget in check.
Check out my previous video for a detailed guide to these tips. Number 8. Shopping at convenience stores.
Japan is home to around 50,000 convenience stores, and you'll find them on almost every corner. Their variety and convenience make them very popular among tourists. In fact, one of my American friends visited 7-Eleven multiple times a day for every meal. But here's something you should know while convenient. Items at convenience stores are often more expensive. Compared to supermarkets, prices can be about 30% higher for the same products. If you want to save money, I recommend checking out My Basket. It's a compact supermarket chain found all over Tokyo, similar in size to convenience stores. With many single-person households in Tokyo, My Basket is designed to serve that market. The best part? Prices are more like a supermarket, making it much cheaper than convenience stores.
If you are traveling on a budget, try My Basket and enjoy affordable shopping during your stay in Japan. Number 9. Shopping from vending machines.
Japan is home to around 2.6 million vending machines, and you'll see them everywhere during your trip on streets, at train stations, and even in rural areas. These machines sell not just drinks and snacks, but also unique items like trading cards and toys, making them very popular among tourists. But here's something to keep in mind. Vending machine prices are often higher than other options. For example, drinks from vending machines are about 30% more expensive compared to supermarkets, which makes them similar in price to convenience stores. If you're traveling on a budget, it's better to avoid vending machines whenever possible. Instead, consider buying drinks and snacks at supermarkets or chains like My Basket, which I mentioned earlier.
They offer the same product at significantly lower prices.
Number 10. Buying tickets to tourist attraction at ticket counter.
When visiting Japan, you'll probably want to explore popular attractions and enjoy unique experiences. But here's a tip to save both money and time. Always buy your tickets online in advance. Buying tickets at the counter on the day of your visit can cost more. Let me give you 2 examples. First, Shibuya Sky, a popular observation deck with stunning views of Tokyo. If you buy your ticket on site, it costs 1,500 yen. But if you book online in advance, it's only 2,200 yen, saving you 300 yen. Second, Tokyo Skytree, the tallest tower in the world and a must-see landmark. On weekdays, tickets cost 3,500 yen at the counter, but just 3,100 yen if purchased online the day before a 100 yen discount. Booking online not only saves you money, but also spares you the hassle of standing in line and ensures you won't miss out if tickets sell out.
If your travel plans are set, I highly recommend securing your ticket online before you visit.
Number 11. Buying tickets to tourist attraction during peak season.
Did you know that many of Japan's top attractions use dynamic pricing? This means ticket prices change depending on the season, the day of the week, and even demand, just like flights or hotels. For example, Tokyo Disneyland, Universal Studios Japan in Osaka, and the Immersive Art Experience Team Lab all adjust their ticket prices. Tickets are more expensive during busy seasons like holidays or weekends, but cheaper during weekdays and off-peak times. If you're staying in Japan for several days and have a flexible schedule, visiting these attractions during off-peak times is highly recommended. Not only will you save money, but the attractions are also less crowded, making for a more enjoyable experience.
Plan wisely, avoid peak periods, and make the most of your time in Japan without overpaying.
Number 12. Overspend at shrines or temples.
When visiting Japan, many tourists include temples and shrines in their itineraries. These sites, deeply rooted in Buddhism and Shintoism, are fascinating for visitors with different cultural and religious backgrounds. One unique cultural experience is making a small offering, called a saisen, when praying to deities or Buddha. This offering is seen as both a way to give thanks and to seek blessings, but how much should you offer? While there's no fixed amount, most Japanese people choose a 5 yen coin because the word for 5 yen sounds like good fortune or connection in Japanese. If you don't have a 5 yen coin, a 10 yen coin is also common. Some visitors, unsure about the appropriate amount, have offered as much as 1,000 to 10,000 yen. While there's no rule against this, understanding local practices can save you money and enhance your cultural experience.
So if you visit temples and shrines in Japan, keep a 5 yen coin handy.
Number 13. Keeping coins.
Although Japan is transitioning towards a cashless society, cash is still king in many places. As I mentioned in a previous video, it's essential to carry some cash during your trip. Luckily, exchanging money into Japanese yen is easy with currency exchange counters available at airports and throughout cities. However, here's an important tip. Most currency exchange services in Japan don't accept coins. If you're left with small coins at the end of your trip, you won't be able to exchange them back into your local currency. This often leaves tourists scrambling to use up coins at the airport, sometimes on vending machines or capsule toy machines. To avoid this, try to use your coins throughout your trip for small purchases. Alternatively, opt for credit cards or IC cards like Suica for payments whenever possible. That said, cash is still a must in Japan,
For tips on how to get and manage cash, check out my previous video.
Number 14. Exchanging money at airport or hotel.
While Japan is moving toward a cashless society, cash is still king in many places. So, it's essential to have some cash on hand during your trip. However, be mindful of where you exchange your money. Airport and hotel currency exchange counters often offer much worse rates compared to exchange offices in the city. I had an American friend who exchanged their entire budget at the airport upon arrival and deeply regretted it. To avoid this, I recommend exchanging just enough cash at the airport for immediate needs, like transportation or a quick meal. Around 5,000 yen should suffice for most travelers. Alternatively, consider withdrawing cash from ATM. The exchange rates and fees are generally consistent across machines.
With these tips, you can save money and make the most of your trip to Japan. Plan wisely and enjoy your travels.
Number 15. Giving tips.
In many countries, tipping is a common practice. Whether it's at restaurants, hotels, or other services, leaving a tip is seen as a gesture of gratitude. But here's a pleasant surprise. Japan has no tipping culture. This means you don't have to worry about how much to tip during your trip. Even if you do try to leave a tip, it likely won't go to the employee. Instead, it will often be added to the restaurant's revenue, as I learned when I worked part-time at a restaurant during my university days.
So when traveling in Japan, embrace this no tipping culture and enjoy your experience without the extra calculation.
Number 16. Donating to street monks.
While exploring Japan, you might encounter people dressed as monks on the streets, asking for donations. They often claim the money is for religious or temple-related purposes, showing a book filled with names and donation amounts to make their story seem credible. However, these names and amounts are usually fake, and any money you give will likely go straight into their pockets. These individuals are not real monks. They target foreign tourists unfamiliar with Japan's temple culture, and sadly, many fall victim to this scam. A friend of mine from the US was tricked into donating. Personally, I've seen this happen in places like Ueno, Meiji Shrine, and Kamakura. To protect yourself, avoid giving money to street solicitors like these.
If you want to support a temple or a religious cause, visit a reputable temple and donate there instead.
Number 17. Following Street Touts.
Japan is known as one of the safest countries in the world, with its low crime rate and overall safety. However, there are exceptions, and one of the most common scams involves street touts, leading people to bars and charging them outrageous fees. This scam is especially common in nightlife areas like Shinjuku's Kabukicho and Roppongi. These districts are famous for their vibrant nightlife, but are also hotspots for this kind of fraud. Street touts often lure people in with promises of incredibly cheap drinks or all-you-can-drink deals. But when it's time to pay, customers are hit with a massive bill. Some victims have reported being threatened or even physically assaulted if they refuse to pay. This scam targets both locals and tourists, leading to increased police patrols and warnings in these areas. To stay safe, never follow street touts, no matter how tempting their offers may seem. Always research bars and clubs in advance, checking reviews and reputations.
For more tips on avoiding tourist scams in Japan, check out my previous video to protect yourself.
Number 18. Pocket Wi-Fi or SIM card. Save money on Japan's internet.
When traveling in Japan, having reliable internet access is essential. The two main options are pocket Wi-Fi devices and SIM cards, but choosing the wrong one can cost you more than necessary. So, which is better, Wi-Fi devices or SIM cards? It depends on your travel style. For large groups, renting a pocket Wi-Fi device is cost-effective. It allows multiple users to share the same connection and split the cost. On the other hand, for solo travelers or smaller groups, SIM cards are often more convenient and affordable. They fit right into your phone and provide reliable data on the go. eSIMs, which are built into many modern devices, are becoming increasingly popular as well. Next, consider your data needs. If you mostly stay indoors at hotels or cafes where free Wi-Fi is common, you might not need a large data plan. But if you're active, exploring outdoors, or frequently updating social media, a plan with more data is a better choice. If you're looking for recommendations, I suggest eSIMs or pocket Wi-Fi services from Japan Wireless or Ninja Wi-Fi. Use my coupon code to get 10% off. Check the links in the description or on my homepage. I've used these services myself and found them reliable, easy to set up, and perfect for travelers. Ultimately, the right choice depends on your travel style and preferences.
Plan ahead, pick the option that fits your needs, and enjoy a smooth, connected trip to Japan without overspending.
Number 19. Booking your Japan travel essentials at regular prices.
Earlier, I talked about preparing for internet access during your trip to Japan, but let's not forget about other essentials like hotels, transportation, and more. These are things every traveler needs, but there's one mistake many people make: booking them at full price. Did you know that many of these services offer discounts and coupons? For example, I've partnered with companies to provide special deals on hotels, SIM cards, Wi-Fi devices, airport taxes, and even Shinkansen tickets. By using my coupon codes or affiliate links, you can save money while ensuring a smooth travel experience. And here's the best part: it's a win-win. You save money on your trip, and by booking through my links, you also support my channel.
So before you book anything for your trip, make sure to check the links in the video description or on my homepage. Thank you for your cooperation.
Number 20. Not using tax-free shopping.
When I lived in the US, I used Japan's tax-free shopping system as a non-resident to save on purchases. Japan's consumption tax is 10%, so by using this system, you can shop 10% cheaper. However, many foreigners don't know about this benefit or aren't sure how to use it. Here are 5 key points to remember. First, make sure to get an entry stamp in your passport when you arrive in Japan, as it's easy to forget with automated gates becoming more common. Second, shop at tourist-friendly stores like Don Quixote, Yodobashi Camera, or Uniqlo. Third, remember to buy eligible items. These include both general products like electronics and bags, and consumables like food, alcohol, medicines, and cosmetics. Fourth, your total purchases for the day must be between 5,000 yen and 500,000 yen. And fifth, keep your items sealed and unopened until you leave Japan. If you open or use them before departing, the tax-free benefit may no longer apply. One last thing to keep in mind: the tax-free system may change in 2025 due to increasing misuse of the program by people reselling goods purchased tax-free in Japan. For more details, be sure to check out my previous videos and make sure to stay updated to take full advantage of your shopping discounts.
How was today's video? If you would like to request a guide in Japan or have any questions regarding your travel itinerary, please contact me from the link in the description section. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like button. See you in my next video. Bye!